Hi, my name is David Mueller, team leader of DMA Real Estate and principal broker for Real Broker here in the state of Michigan. And I want to welcome you to our first segment of Ask the Broker, where you can ask me any questions you have regarding real estate in general or Real Broker. And today's first question is, what is a broker? How do I decide on a broker or a brokerage company? Great question. It's extremely important who you decide to hang your license with when you first get started in the business, because you have yet to build your brand and build a reputation for yourself individually. So the reputation of your brokerage is going to be extremely important when you first get started. Some of the questions you may want to ask the brokerage that you interview is, one, what are your core values and culture? You want to be in an environment that's conducive to selling real estate, and that also that they're going to be able to help you and mentor you to establish your real estate business. The second question I would ask is, what is your cap? Or what is your, how much am I going to pay to the brokerage, and how much am I going to keep in my own bank account? That's going to be extremely important as far as just the numbers, the business aspect of it. Obviously, the more money you keep in your pocket, the better. But the other thing that I would be asking is, for the money that I pay to the broker, what do I get for that? The third question that I would ask would be is, what types of training and education do you provide? How are you going to help me establish my real estate business? Those would be the three key questions I would ask. I would talk to several different realtor brokerage companies and find out where they stand on those. And if you have any questions about that, you can always reach out to us as well. Second question is, why is Real Brokerage growing so rapidly? How do they plan on sustaining that growth? That is a great question. I just found out in the past couple of days that Real Broker is the fastest growing real estate company in the United States. We're doubling about every 6 to 9 months as far as agent count, and it's been dramatic. And why have they been growing so rapidly? First, it's going to be the core values and the culture of the company. I know that's what attracted myself and my company, DMA Real Estate, to Real Broker, and that was the first key. And when I am interviewing people to come onto Real Broker, the first thing that they're joining, the first reason is because of the core values and the culture. The second part of it is that we're attracting like-minded individuals. As I've stated in previous videos, we are not looking for social media stars. We are not looking for professional recruiters. We are looking for people that sell real estate, and that is attracting other producing realtors to the business. I think one of the beasts with some of the other companies that have a similar model to Real Broker is that all it is just recruiting and fast lunch and learns, things like that are turning realtors off to that type of a brokerage. Whereas Real Broker, we're not looking for that. We're looking for producing realtors, and producing realtors will attract other producing realtors. The other big thing that will help us sustain the growth is the fact that we have a low overhead. One of the things with most of the brick and mortar companies is the fact that you are paying for all their office space, you are paying for all their regional staff, you are paying for all their state staff, you are paying for all their national, international staff, loads and loads of bureaucracy, paying salaries, paying brick and mortar costs. And it's just, we would not be able to sustain revenue share if we had all that overhead. So as we go into this shifting market, where the market's going to start softening, it's going to be even more crucial that there's low overhead costs, and that's how Real Broker is going to sustain their growth and also sustain their revenue share plan. Question number 3, what is a cap? Why is it beneficial to an agent? My first brokerage was an 80-20 or 70-30 split, where we continued to pay 30% to the broker indefinitely. There was never a cap. There was never an end in paying the broker. When I moved over to Keller Williams in 2006, we had an $18,000 cap and a $3,000 franchise fee. And what that is that once you pay the company $18,000 when I was at Keller Williams and the $3,000 in franchise fees, you got 100% of your commission. One of the reasons why we decided to move to Real Broker in October of last year is that Real Broker only has a $12,000 cap, and then you pay a $225 transaction fee after that up until you pay $6,000 in transaction fees. And so you can do the math. Much more money is staying in our pockets and is not as much going to the broker. So if you're an established agent, even if you're not an established agent and you want to keep more money in your pocket, you want to check out a company that has a cap, ask them what the cap is, and ask them what other fees are involved. And the other advantage with Real Broker is the fact that we only have two $250 transaction fees on your first 2 transactions, and there's no monthly fees for the rest of your anniversary year. Number 4 question is, Dave, what is your perspective on the current market conditions? That is a great question, because we're hearing so many different things coming up in the media about how the market is going down, the market is crashing, we're going to a recession, all this type of misinformation. First thing is that real estate is local. So what you want to do is find out what is the market doing in your local area. I can tell you that prices are starting to stabilize. We are starting to see buyers be able to negotiate price off listing prices, whereas 6 months ago we were seeing 10 to 15 offers on properties. Now we're seeing maybe 1 offer coming in on properties. The other thing that's very good, and actually it's healthy for the market, is the fact that buyers that didn't have a large down payment or needed some help with their closing costs, etc., are now able to be able to purchase houses. So the market is kind of going sideways right now. I predict over the next year to 2 years, we will start heading more toward a buyer's market. But a seller's market is anything 6 months or less of inventory. And we just went over 1 month of inventory. It will probably take, in my estimation, about a year to get to a balanced market. And then I would say 6 months to 12 months after that, you might start going more toward a buyer's market where it's going to be more than 6 months of inventory. So those are the 4 questions on Ask the Broker. If you have questions for a future segment of Ask the Broker, please leave them here, or you can go to realdma.com where we can answer all your questions regarding Real Broker or real estate in general. Have a great day. Bye-bye.